I have spoken on many occasions about my general skepticism that I have regarding AI and the promises being made about its immediate potential, but make no mistake, I do not undervalue the potential and influence the emerging technology has had on our work and creative culture today. I believe products being put to a consumer market right now by major tech companies can and are changing the world. But I advocate that the timeline and success of these implementations and the scale in which they will revolutionize everything we do is rather opaque and frankly riddled with snake oil tactics. I've made a growing effort to better understand what it can do for me in my particular field of work as a digital content creator, but the needle on advancement is always moving. So if I'm going to make any sort of claim regarding AI, I should expect my claim to change with it. Anecdotally, I've found the general public to inhabit two separate camps. AI will change the world for the better, and AI will change the world for the worse. And as of now, I believe both of those mindsets to be inaccurate. But I struggle at any given time to accurately explain why, and I see that as a good thing. Humans are historically terrible at predicting the future, and I believe one big reason for that is our own resistance to imagining a world where we must change our minds. The older we get, the more difficult we find it to shift our perspective on how we fit into the world, and this is one of the reasons that young and old have historically had such clashing ideologies about how the world works. And, I do not claim to be above this. I regularly catch myself resisting to notions about the future of technology because, frankly, it just directly conflicts with what I've spent my whole life learning the world to be. However, I do not particularly desire to give up everything I know about the world on the likely inaccurate future predictions of a human, or worse, a marketer. I suggest that we all keep an open mind to the future, regardless of moral opinion, because whatever we think is coming down the pipeline will most certainly be incorrect. In fact, one minor shift of thinking that I find helpful is to change the classification from artificial intelligence to alien intelligence. I find artificial intelligence to conjure a belief that technology is headed down a path of data processing that is familiar and will one day reach a benchmark that is relatable, and I think that, therefore, is threatening. Instead, alien intelligence more accurately captures the unknown nature of how it operates and its unforeseen outcomes. Alien intelligence will only ever feel familiar when it bends to the biological nature of our evolution, while in reality, it shares no similarities. It operates on a completely different scale of complexity that should be regarded less as invented and more as being discovered. Even today, unlike any other human invention, the very engineers that designed its original protocol struggle and increasingly fail to explain or understand how AI models make decisions. When AlphaGo uses tactics that no human has imagined in the 4,000 years of the existence of the Japanese board game Go to defeat the reigning human champion, and there is no one to explain how the algorithm came to make that discovery, I think it's safe to maybe argue that we might not be dealing with an artificial intelligence. Sure, it might not be sentient, unable to feel or perceive, but why would that matter? It might not have emotions of its own, but some models, like the ones baked into social media algorithms and counseling chatbots, certainly seem to have an intimate understanding of our own. Maybe alien intelligence doesn't need its own sentience when it can simply outsource it to its biological counterpart. Could that be a threat? Maybe. Or maybe not to everyone all the time. Or maybe it's not that simple. My favorite thought experiment lately is to imagine we were invading an alien planet that had a sentient creature or sentient creatures, and one of the organisms from that planet asks you, will humans pose a threat to our existence? How would you answer that question? Yes? No? Or is the question far more complicated? Or rather, is the answer far more complicated?